So we have Mr. Gurpreet Bakshi with us. So how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure for me, and I must tell you that you're looking really charming.
Thank you very
with
much.
With the greens and white looking really good.
Thank you so much.
Suits you well. Okay, so how does your day usually looks like?
A typical day when you're working in school, when the children are here, you come in and it's the routine. It's the routine work. But one always looks forward to engaging with children in a special way, and it's a routine day normally, and there's nothing specific one looks forward to. Just coming and doing meeting children and spending a day with them.
Do you like really like children? Because I remember when I was in my teenage, I used to hate children, and now I am a teacher. I've suddenly like started to have this I don't know, some newfound connection with children. Was it a similar thing with you? Were you always towards
I can't say specifically, but let me share this with you that when I joined school, I joined school wasn't by design, it happened. And, I'm not from the field of education as a trained teacher or in that field. So when I came in, and you meet these small children who enter the gate, and they would hand you a little flower, and that would make your day. That would make your day, and you would be the smile on their faces. Early morning, 7:30, and they're there smiling. Just makes your day. So that is one thing I felt since that day. Yeah, it's been a paradigm shift for me from doing business to the field of education.
Amazing. I think, the best reward for the teacher or for somebody in the education department is the children's happiness, or, when they talk to you, when they're so excited about, like, I did something and they want to tell you.
It is. It's very rewarding. In fact, you feel satisfied that I have touched these lives and it's doing well. Yeah.
Absolutely. I also got to know that, as you said, that you were not always into education. Your father-in-law was there to mentor you, and you talk very fondly of him. How was the journey like when you first entered and he was there to guide you? And now, he's not here with us anymore, but how are you still carrying his legacy and moving forward?
See, carrying his legacy is a tough word. It's the only one, Mr. J.P. Singh, and those shoes are very difficult to fill. And the fortunate part for me is my wife and I, Preeti and I, are engaged in running the school. We have our areas very well demarcated. We stick to that, and that was under the guidance of Mr. and Mrs. J.P. Singh. So when I was asked to join helping the school, because the void created in the school by the family situation. So when I was asked to join, it was for a very specific purpose that I could say yes to. I am not from the field of education, so I'm not a trained teacher. So I had to, say I can do administrative work, I can help and liaison. So that was my area, which was very well demarcated by Mr. J.P. Singh. And he had a way of getting things done. A very diplomatic way, but he knew how to get his work done. So that's one trait one has to, really practice every day. I've learned that from him to a great extent, that there's ways to do things and diplomatic ways to do things. You can't be authoritative. The people sitting on the chair feeling authoritative about it doesn't go down well with the others. You have to take others along. So that's one thing I've tried to learn from Mr. Singh, and hopefully I can be an iota of what he was. I'll be very happy.
Amazing, and I can feel his blessings with us today.
Yeah.
So it's a very random question that came to my mind. When somebody follows one great individual's path, people always end up comparing. Do you often feel that, now that he's not here managing, do people end up comparing you of how he used to administer things and how you do? Which is, I mean, a wrong thing, but people end up doing this at times.
So, Mr. Singh was all in all when he started the school, right? From being the accountant, from being the principal,
One
from being
and
the
all.
teacher, he did everything.
Yes.
Right now we have the full staff doing it. Obviously, there's going to be a comparison. And the old students who come in, they have the vibe of, Mr. Singh used to do this and he would do that. Like I said, those are very difficult shoes to fill. It's impossible to do so. Well, the man was a saint, and he lived his life like that. And it's a great, motivation to be here in this space and try and do what he's doing, what he's achieved here. So the comparison will always be there, but one is just trying to be correct all the time. And because my wife and I are working together, there's always check and balance. We have that thing, so it's a great thing. And we have Mrs. Singh here with us also in school, so that constant reminder, constant check is always there, and in a very positive way. People compare, and I keep telling them, I can't fill those shoes. Don't expect me to, but I'll do my things my way. But keep the legacy going the way we always have had Saint Kabir. So yes, that is.
I think I want to take a moment here and appreciate the fact that you never even tried to fill into his place. You always respected him so much, and you always said that this is my league, that was his league, and I'm going to respect that. I'm going to do my best, but like never want to cross that.
See, it's impossible to do so. The way that man lived his life, I mean, it's impossible. I haven't lived my life like
exactly
that.
This, like the way you talk about it.
I haven't lived my life like that. I cannot be expected to. People should expect it from me. But yes, they should expect the same values that we have had in Saint Kabir: compassion, courage. Those will continue. But I can't be. The way the man lived his life is exemplary, and one cannot expect everybody to do that. And the closest to somebody living his life is his wife, Mrs. Singh, and somewhere his daughters, both his daughters. So I'm very happy there is somebody in my life who keeps living it like that and keeps me in check, so to say, right?
This is a very, emotionally fulfilling situation that I see with you, that, you're so happy where you are and there's no, you understand what I'm saying, but I have
this, space. Yeah,
respect, so much respect for you right now.
Yeah.
And coming to the most interesting question that I had in my mind was, you always wanted to be in army. You shared with me that, right? And then things didn't work your way. That is one example one story that I want everybody to listen to and learn from. So,
my father was in the army, and ever since we were growing up, I was the youngest in the family, one of the three sons. So I had the passion to join the army. I was always enamored by that army and the entire ensemble. And I did go for it, cleared my IMA, but there was a issue. There's a medical rejection called no binocular vision, and there's something called allergic rhinitis. It's kind of thing ingrained in my head right now. They're permanent rejections. So that happened. I cleared, but I could not join because of the medical reasons. That came as a big shock to me. And, I hadn't planned anything beyond that. If not army, then what? But then you, like they say in life, you reboot, you reassess and you take it on. So for me, that stage of this, a year or so to reboot and get on with it. So I joined Hindustan Levers, worked in the corporate sector for a while, then joined the family business. So I've tried to fit in wherever I could and live with those values that never give in, never give up. There's always a way ahead for you, something better in store for you. If this didn't come your way, something else will come your way. Keep at it. You just can't sit back and say, oh my God, I didn't get it. So what? Move on. There's something better ahead. And believe me, today when I look back, I actually feel that time when I was down and out, And, oh my, I didn't join the army, couldn't join the army. And today when I look back, those dots actually join and tell me, great. I'm glad I did what I did. And where I am today, I can, say, wherever I am, I'll survive.
Maybe it was all meant to be.
It's always meant to be. You have to have, in life, you have to have that attitude. It's meant to be. But it's a very thin line, very easy to say, but very difficult to follow. It's very easy, it's meant to be, but you gotta keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. Don't give up. Yeah.
Where this resilience came from, I really want to know.
Sorry?
This resilience, where did this come from?
Probably from my dad. He was after partition, when he came back from Pakistan, family was in Pakistan, and he lived a princely life in Pakistan, huge estates, lived like a king, but after partition, lived like a pauper. To the extent that the story we was narrating that when he was studying in school, to make both ends meet, he would sell tea in a cinema hall, and his friends from school would come and watch movies there. But he never had that, thing about that. Oh, never felt bad, never felt ashamed of doing that. So maybe it's come from there. That whatever you have today, take it as a blessing.
Absolutely.
You're better than millions, and keep at it. So maybe it's from there, and probably is from there. Yeah.
So you had the best fathers, both of them.
Oh yes, I have the best of both the worlds. My father, I'm a father-in-law, and he was a great guide. And anybody you speak to, forget me, for the people whose lives he's touched, the students, and they'll tell you stories, what that man was all about. So I never had the personal contact, so it was very, very meaningful for me.
I think you still hold that, army thing in your heart. I could see the plane outside. It looks very
People ask me the question,
amazing.
why that huge thing outside?
Yes, why? Why that huge?
I just feel like, again, it's a national pride. I feel it's something to feel proud of, and maybe inspires people to feel proud of the nation. And
I think you're not in the army, but you're still a Fauji by heart.
Totally. I'll give my right arm to join the force. They asked me today.
Amazing. We were talking about resilience, and this made me realize. So my sister was preparing for this banking exams, and she cleared the preliminary. She gave the mains, and she was like, I am pretty sure that I'm going to crack this one as well. And she has planned everything. I'm expected to be posted here, and then I'm going to do that. But the result came, and she did not clear the exam. She was devastated because this was something that she prepared for, but it didn't happen because of destiny, or maybe she wasn't prepared well. So similar case with you, but you handled it with so much of grace. But children nowadays, they don't really have resilience within them. They're not able to get up after falling. What do you have to?
I think it's because maybe they're scared of failing, and they're not prepared for it. But I think failure is a stepping stone to success. If you don't fail, you will never understand what the journey is all about. I think it's very important for people to keep trying. And if you don't experiment with new things, you do not go out there and put yourself out there in a situation where you want to win, you want to succeed all the time, but be ready to fail. It's very important. But every failure teaches you something.
Absolutely.
And that is where this current generation, which is scared of failing, and they find the one failure, oh my God, it's doomsday. No, it is not. There is something else in store for you, something better. And keep at it. Go back to your basics in life. Whatever your parents have taught you, whatever your school has taught you. Go back to those basics.
Absolutely.
Reboot. And get back on. Never give in. Don't give up. Yeah.
I think I had so many questions prepared beforehand, but I've forgotten all of those because I have questions coming back to back as you are talking. So I'm going to bombard you with so many.
Bring it on.
Okay. So first, that you are almost building the school up again, because the things that are coming with the generation, you have to keep up with the pace. You have to come with new strategies and norms. what are you doing now in the school to make sure the student are resilient enough, or they don't give up, or they are not just somebody who is all about academics but they don't know how to live a life outside of the school?
So, COVID taught a lot to
Absolutely.
all the schools, actually, all the school leaders, everybody, teachers. It taught us a lot that information is out there for children. They can access information so easily today.
Absolutely.
How to use that information, the teachers have to be empowered, they need to be better. Now, Chat GPT, the AI is coming in. So that is again a disruptor. I'm not saying anything, it's a disruptor, and it's important, it's there in front of us. Today, you need to skill up. You need to skill up. And most of what we are doing in St. Kabir here is trying to make sure that the children's voices are heard. So we're giving them that little window to come and express themselves. We have a STEM program. I have a incubator program for children where they want to do problem solving skills. So we are trying to make sure that their problems are heard, because if their problems are heard and they feel part of a system, that it's a happy space for them, and that they become more productive. When they leave school, they can solve problems and be part of the workforce. So I think it's very important to skill up and keep trying new things, because today you have to be there, for that reason. Yeah.
So you said that you are not from the education background, and you started with handling the administration part of it majorly. But as the time moves forward, I think you must have started getting involved in other things as well, because once you are in the school premises, you have to take care of everything. Was there a particular story or a moment when a child taught you something about something major about how you should be doing things, or maybe you have been doing things differently but you're not understanding the children's way?
So, a very interesting story where they had this, I think, Atal Tinkering Labs.
Yes, the ATL lab.
Niti Aayog, right?
Yes,
they came up with this thing that they are going to give out these grants to schools. And we had children from a great scientific temper. Amazing. And the kids came up with an idea that today all you have is a mosquito repellent. So let's make a mosquito attractor.
Oh!
So, right, that's great. How do you do it? They got together, made a prototype, and it's a long story. I mean, in November, where would you find mosquitoes? We went all around trying to find mosquitoes and using how to, the theory they came up with was that it's the human sweat which attracts mosquitoes.
Oh.
So how do we create human sweat to test out our theory? We did that. And the end result was we were the first private school to get the Atal Tinkering Lab in North India. Now so many schools have it. We are the first private school in the region to get it, in Chandigarh at least. So, because the children came up with ideas, and they have brilliant ideas in their minds. They are great problem solvers. They just have to be heard. They just have to be given the opportunity that, there is a possibility that you can be part of a solution. That's what the kids have to learn today. Be a part of a solution, not a part of a problem.
Absolutely. This is amazing. I mean, instead of mosquito repellent, why not
mosquito tractor? Another kid came up with a solution. He says, that the silk thread has great strength, and it's derived from the milk of a silkworm. Yeah. So what if we inject the serum into a goat, and from the goat's milk we get the serum? This child was in grade 7. I said, wow. I said, okay, that's a great idea, but do you know what damage you'll do to the goat? So again,
crazy out of the box thinking.
At least the kid thought of it.
Exactly.
So tomorrow maybe he'll do something else, but you create that space for children to do so. So in my 20 odd years that I've worked with in St. Kabir, because we are a team here, and there's no I in a team. So we work together. So there are certain areas I have certain ideas which I've worked upon, like theatre and education. We have a theatre academy in our school, and that is a great success, because kids express themselves, and the moment you get that exhaust in life to express yourself, you are a little more confident about everything else. So you're given that space to kids to be creative, to express themselves, have that exhaust so that you are free for other things to do.
Amazing. I think this works as a great catharsis whenever you involve some kind of movement or art, and when children express or release their energy, they're able to focus so much more
Absolutely,
on the studies as well. And I appreciate the fact that St. Kabir School has always been, the promoter of doing everything, not just, promoting children in excelling at academics, but other skills as well. So I have this question in mind that if you were to create a curriculum for children, what one skill or course would you add that is not there but is very relevant in times like these?
I think each kid needs to develop a life skill for themselves. They need to have a hobby, some kind of a thing to fall back upon, to create the space where they're not feeling very good about things, or the space to go and just be went out and come back to focus on what you have to study. Because in the end, education is important. Bookish
Absolutely.
knowledge is important, and
Very
the teachers
important.
are important in the school to go take the kids through the process. But a life skill, which each child can have a different. All children are different, right? And they need to develop that. Develop a life skill in life. Very important.
For some
Be
people,
a problem solver. More important.
absolutely. For some people, it can be golf.
Yes, it's a great exhaust. I mean, today if I do not feel too good about, let's go hit some golf balls on the range and do some putting, and that's it.
I remember when I was asking you as to when we can fix the date, you said Saturday, Sunday, I'm pretty occupied because I have to play golf. And I really appreciate. After having this conversation, I see you as a very emotionally balanced individual. And I
Thank
think
you.
that is,
I
mean, as a psychologist, that is a major compliment that I'm giving you, and you should take it because you deserve it.
Okay.
You have been handling things so well in your life. I mean, there would have been times when you almost gave up, but the fact that you're still dealing with everything, you're in a healthy competition space. You feel self-sufficient, and you have a perfect outlet for all your feelings. So that is golf.
Yeah, golf is one of those things. There's so many other outlets in life. You can,
And those are?
I love music. If I can just sit down and listen to some music sometime, that's good enough for me. And spending time with your friends.
Amazing.
It's most important time spent, some quality time spent with the friends. It's very important to have that little space, because you have to get back to work, right? You just be only into that. I mean, each one has their own life, and you have to have a life away from work. If you have that little thing, how to balance both the things, then I think work is also a pleasure then.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, but I see you as somebody who is very disciplined. I don't want to say strict because our conversation is going good and I don't want to disrupt by saying strict. You seem very disciplined. And at the school, you have to be disciplined and at the same time emotionally available for the children. How do you balance this?
I do not consider myself very disciplined. Let me admit that.
Okay.
And I'm saying it right there. It's going to be in the public domain. That when you are looking at Mr. J.P. Singh for discipline, they look at Mr. Gurpreet Singh Bakshi for discipline. There's a North Pole and South Pole. That's what I'm saying. But my self-discipline is what I have trained myself to do.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
That is my discipline. But I am good at that, what I do. So, and I don't give up. So for me, that is my discipline. That if I am in a situation where I need to focus and get things done, I will get it done. So that also means discipline, I guess. So from that standpoint, yes. But you can't compare the word discipline in the school environment. Obviously, you can compare to your mentor, and that's a very difficult
No,
space
not
to
in
be
that way, but I am asking because children would get scared from you at times because, especially the little ones. So how do you make sure that you are,
so little
approachable?
Ones, first of all, little ones, when you talk to them, you don't talk to them at a height, okay? You go down to their level, you bend down and talk to them.
Yes.
You have to make eye contact. You can't expect the little toddler to look up at you like that. He's going to get scared. Today, if I'm looking at somebody who's 20 feet tall, I won't look like that. I will feel scared. So I have to go down to the level of the children, make eye contact, and talk their language. It's very important. And then you get the response immediate response from the children. So that's what I think is very, very important to understand that. Okay, maybe I have a very different tone and the voice sounds authoritative. So people could have the perception that he's very strict. And yes, I'm strict.
You have to be.
I can't be friends
Absolutely.
with staff and kids. I can be friendly with them. There's a little difference. So I try and maintain that balance. I can be friendly. I can give you that little leeway, a little that elbow space, so to say, but also within limits. You cannot cross that limit. Like I can't cross that limit. Nobody else can. You have to create that space. Familiarity will always breed contempt. You have to make that space and keep it like that. Yeah.
Amazing. I think I just got into the whole thing.
Perfect.
So, it's very important to be relevant in these times, especially when you are involved in a space where you have to interact with children. And something like Eduthon, which is making sure that education and policies are being made with relevance. How do you see the significance of Eduthon with the word relevance in today's time?
So unfortunately, I was not been part of Eduthon earlier. Ankur's been after me for a while, and I could not somewhat take out time for it. This time I'm going to be there. But see, policy decisions. When the policy, this is a national policy which is made for every sphere, so for education also. But the implementation comes in at a school level or whichever at an area level, and also there are then shades of grey, right? In any policy to implement it, you understand the broader picture and you implement accordingly. Like national education policy is in place. There are certain areas which are areas of conflict, but the overall understanding of the policy is that it is progressive, it's there for the future, scaling up children, very, very important. So you have to, it's very relevant to be part of an organization like that or a movement like that, Eduthon, and I'm looking forward to it when it happens this year.
So if we were to, have you on the panel and have a discussion, what topic would you like to, choose
I honestly believe I'm not the right person for these things because I don't have the bandwidth of what the other leaders have from the field of education. There are many more people who are more deserving than me who could be on the panel. But if I'm there, I will talk of what I feel is more important, that kids need to be made aware that they are important, first of all. They are most important cog in the wheel today, and to give them the voice, that your voice will be heard and you are part of a solution. These are things the kids need to know. And that's where I think the empathy is very important. Teachers have to be very empathetic towards children. Because things are changing so drastically, so fast, that very difficult to keep up. To empathize is the most important thing today. Show compassion, show courage. The most important factors today in the field of education, I feel. Because information is there. Kids have everything available to them. They just need a voice. They need to be heard. Most important thing, I feel.
Amazing. I think this was really amazing for me because when I first met Sir, of course it was a very formal meet, but now I felt like he stepped out of that zone and it was a very vulnerable space that both of us created here, and thank you for trusting me with this because I don't know, like with the conversation going forward, I kept getting this, respect for you. It kept getting bigger and I was like, wow.
Well, speak
and
from my
it's
heart.
not from a part of flattery.
Yeah.
It's a very, very genuine thing that I don't know. I usually have something to say at the end. I sum up, but I'm kind of out of words somehow, which is very weird for me.
That's fair enough. I haven't given too many interviews, but I always speak from my heart, shoot straight from my shoulder. It's better that way. And also the thing you learn from life. You say the truth, say the right thing. You don't have to think twice what you said. Just say what is relevant, say what is right. You'll never forget it. It all makes sense in the end somewhere.
Absolutely. I think this was really insightful. There's a lot to learn from Sir. The way that, he still has so much respect for his mentor, late Mr. JP Singh Sir, and he talks very fondly of him. You could see that in his eyes. Like whenever he's talking, he's like with so much of respect. And I can say that if Sir would be here, he would be really proud of you, the way you are doing things now. The best thing I liked about the conversation was it was all coming from a place of heart, as you said. The conversation was very pure, nothing scripted, nothing artificial. So we learned a lot, and I hope this will be helpful. And I'm just out of words right now, so I think this was great for you as well. It was an amazing experience for me, and I'll see you in the next episode of Mentally Yours, presented by Mehfooz by Simran, co-presented by Eduthon. Till then, take care of your mental health the way you take care of your physical health. Bye.
Thank you.